生はゲームです。この国はすっかりダメになってしまいました。そこで今日は皆さんにちょっと殺し合いをしてもらいます。バトルロワイヤル。
嫌なやつだと思うかもしれないけど、他のみんなが怖いもん。
これだけは覚えとけ。みんなが必死になって戦って生き残る価値のある大人になりましょう。おじおじ執行してんじゃねえ。ごめんな、俺が殺しちゃ反則だよな。バトルロワイヤル、残り41人。12月16日ロードショー。
Oh, it was pretentious shit. Welcome to the Pope on Film. I am Bunny Williams, and with me is
Reverend Steve. I am the founder of the Church of Ed Wood. I am a writer, a statesman. I am a poet. I am a accomplished javelin thrower. I am really good at clogging.
ventriloquism.
No, I am really good at clogging.
Clogging. Okay.
Yeah. Both the dance and toilets.
Yes.
Both of those. And this is episode 37 of our podcast.
37.
That's pretty impressive.
So all of you new listeners, you got a lot of catching up to do, and it's all on iTunes. So there you go.
iTunes, YouTube, it's all out there for you to listen to. I heard a lot of positive things about our last episode, which was Inside Out, Disney's Inside Out, which is a wonderful film. And I think we really got to the bottom of the big question, why Disney sad?
Why Disney sad? Yes.
Why Disney sad? I think we answered that. We did a good job with that. I also got some pretty good feedback on Troll 2, Troll the Second. That was also a very good episode. That's because that's a wonderful movie.
Ah, excellent. Where are you getting the feedback from? I don't hear from anybody.
Really? I hear from a lot of people at work. I've been telling people about it, and they're all quite impressed. And I've been getting some, messages here and there on Facebook and Twitter, there a couple of times. So I just think we're on a good roll here because Troll 2,
excellent.
That was a good episode about a movie that everybody loves to hate. And Inside Out, that was a huge one. And this week's episode is sure to attract the hipsters.
Yes.
It's sure to be very popular with the hipsters. Because today, this week's film is definitely a cult film.
Yes.
I tried to make sure that you could hear that I was using finger quotes when I said that.
Mm-hmm.
Bella, can you please not make snow angels in the laundry. Okay? I would appreciate that. That's not what makes snow angels, all right? You don't just lay down on a big pile of laundry and start making an angel. I used finger quotes because I don't like the term cult movie.
No,
I think it's used too often in society just to describe a certain type of film. A lot of times
that
when someone
is
says,
true.
"Oh, it's a cult film," that's their way of saying, "Oh, it's a different film."
Yeah, and I personally hate it when I hear filmmakers say, "Oh, I'm gonna go make a cult movie." Yeah, no, it doesn't work like that.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
work like that. You can't go and make a cult movie.
yeah,
You know, that's where Human Centipede fails because they were trying to make a cult movie.
yeah. I saw the first one and I liked the first one. I tried numerous times to watch the second one, but I can't do it. I mean, I think the first film, at least it seemed like a pretty. It's obvious when they were making the second film that yeah, the first film was kind of a cult hit, so they tried to make the second one cultier,
Yeah.
and then they tried to make the third one cultiest.
Yes.
So that's when I completely lost it in that. Although to be fair, I would like to take this time to say that the only reason, the first time I ever heard of the Human Centipede was in a Halloween episode of Community.
Really?
I
Okay.
had never heard of the Human Centipede before. It hadn't gotten to be the sort of thing where it was everywhere yet. It's
Right.
just that the dean, who is kind of weird, he was playing his iPod, but he didn't have a playlist. It was literally playing everything that was on his iPod, including some memos that he took for himself. So you'd hear a song, and then you'd hear, "Remember to get milk and bread, and search Netflix for the movie The Human Cen," and then he stops the memo at that point. And that's when I said, "Oh, well, I'm going to do what he said and search Netflix for The Human Cen."
Yeah.
And The Human Centipede came up, and it's very much a film that the dean would like. I felt like I kind of found it on my own before it became a late night talk show punchline. You know?
Yeah, but it was getting that way even before the movie was fucking released. And when I watched Human Centipede, I found it to be one of those one joke movies, you know? And I use joke whether it's actually a joke or not. But it's that's it, they're ass to mouth. That's the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
You know, you can't sustain a movie on just like one catch,
Yeah.
you know?
Tell that to Michael Keaton in Multiplicity.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
that's a work of sheer genius, my friend.
I don't think I've ever actually seen that.
Made you eat your words there. Multiplicity.
Just like that god awful movie I told you I saw on Netflix once, which was Easter Bunny Kill Kill.
Oh, yes.
And like it was horrible because that was you now just hearing the title, you now know everything you need to know about that movie.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
And that's all there is.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's all there is.
Yeah.
That's not a way to make movies.
I've been listening to our podcast on my way to and from work
Cool.
because I have quite a drive.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to take this podcasting thing seriously. I do a lot of
What, listening back to yourself?
I do that a lot.
Yeah.
I feel bad.
I wouldn't worry about that too terribly much.
I know, but I'm a stickler
Yeah.
for this sort of a thing. I hear myself do it. Another thing that I seem to do sometimes to see, I just did it right there. Damn it. I just did it. Another thing that I do is I will sometimes stretch out a word.
Yeah.
Like I'll go, now let's talk about this. So I'm trying not to do that as well. I really do like. I like it when the kids occasionally do interrupt because it is cute and it's a different sort of podcast.
Yeah,
We might be talking about like a horrible thing, but at any point in time, a 3-year-old will interrupt.
yeah.
It makes this podcast quite different from any other podcast that's out there.
Yeah, I'm really only clipping them when we are going out. If we're going on a break or it's the end of the show or something, because
Yeah.
I find that, so if they're interrupting during the show, I leave all that alone. But if you're saying you're going out and you're going to a break, then you kind of have to hurry and get out, If it just sort of meanders and people are listening and they're like, okay, are they out yet? Can I go to the bathroom too? know?
Yeah.
So I'll clip them down in those spots.
Yeah. Which is understandable. That's an understandable one.
Yeah.
I've got 3 full crazy pages of notes here.
All right.
I've learned a lot. Before we really jump into it, I wanted to ask you something.
Sure.
You ever watch a TV show called MXC?
No.
It was on Spike TV back when it was kind of newish, and basically they just got an old, crazy, bizarre Japanese game show.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. So I guess I have kind of seen it, and I didn't know that's what it was named. They also kind of spoofed it in Shaun of the Dead, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
MXC, the Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, I think is what it was actually called, but it was just MXC. I loved MXC. Anyway, I found a connection between MXC and this week's movie. I'm really proud that I figured this out.
Really? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Really proud that I figured this out. But I feel like I may have bitten off more than I could chew with this week. I mean, we'll discuss the film. We'll discuss the film at length, but the film is just one small part of a much larger story.
Right.
And so I thought that I could attempt to discuss all of it because I've read the novel. I've read the original manga, although I feel weird saying manga because my oldest daughter calls it manga.
Okay.
I guess that's how you... Ooh, manga. Sorry, I said it wrong. Manga. Ooh. I've read the original manga. I've seen the original film. I've seen the sequel. I've even seen the American remake starring Jennifer Lawrence.
Yes.
So I've seen all of it. So I felt that it would be the only proper thing to try and talk about all of it. And so I have spent a large amount of time researching the author, researching the novel, researching the manga and the movie and the director of the movie and the actors who were in the movie and a little bit on the sequel because it kind of sucks a bit.
Okay.
But I have a lot here. A lot.
All right.
So
does that mean we're going to have to bump Obama again?
We probably will. I mean, he's here in Oklahoma too. He was really excited to come to the house.
Yeah.
To my house and do the show here next to me. He's been mentioning me in the press constantly.
Yeah. But at this point you got to admit he's pretty much our bitch now. You know?
Yeah.
You know, we keep putting him off. He keeps coming back like no fucking pride, no dignity. Keeps sucking his way back onto the show or trying to, but we're busy.
We've reached a historic agreement with Iran. But first, I'd like to talk just a bit about the Pope on Film podcast. We're hoping that I will be on the next episode, Battle Royale, Japanese film.
Yeah.
That's my President Obama. I was impressed with how good it sounded on the air during the Inside Out episode.
Oh yeah, I told you I thought it was
I was
good.
like, hey, yeah, apparently I didn't believe you, but it sounded all right. Sounded pretty good. Sounded all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll just I'll talk to the Secret Service and we'll try and hopefully figure out another time that he can come on.
Okay.
Hopefully. Next
Okay,
week,
we're gonna have to try to make time with him. Have like kind of like a little respect or something, or
Yeah. I wonder what his favorite movie is. I know President Clinton's favorite movie was High Noon.
Was it?
Yeah, I know that because he appeared back when they would do those TV specials, the AVI list
Yeah.
of the 100 most important scenes of something ever. And he appeared to talk about High Noon, and I remembered thinking, okay, well, that's odd. I've never seen a president geek out over a movie before, but apparently he had a huge hard-on for it.
Yeah. I have some friends over at another podcast. They get a little bit more political, and they were questioning about Hillary possibly winning the presidency, and then what would that make Bill? And they came up with a suggestion, and if Hillary wins, I am all behind that. Bill Clinton should be the first dude.
I'd like that.
Yeah.
I would like that a lot.
Yeah, I think it would be perfect for him.
So I'm really stuck now trying to figure out what President Obama's favorite movie would be. Is it racist of me to think that it might be Soul Plane?
Soul Plane?
Yeah, with Snoop Dogg, and he's like the pirate, the pilot, not the pirate.
I think that might be racist because I don't think anybody could really like that movie.
Although, to be fair now, I really want to make a Snoop Dogg pirate movie now.
Yeah.
X marks the spizot. We're going to find some treasure, baby. That's my Snoop Dogg impression. I'm full of impressions today.
Yes, you are.
I'm like Bill Hader. Very nice. I've got homework for next week.
Okay.
Got homework for next week. I really wanted to think about a good bit of homework to give people. And I kept thinking about different Saturday Night Live skits, but I wanted to do something different. So I've got homework. I've got homework for next week.
All right.
Should I tell it now?
Might as well.
Might as well, because I already got it here. I've got it on deck. This is a good one. Your homework for next week, boys and girls, is to go to Crackle, either crackle.com on your browser or on an app. They have apps for phones. I have a Crackle app on my TV. You go to Crackle and watch the first episode that they have of the NBC show. Was it NBC? I think so. Of the show News Radio.
Okay.
I say to watch the first episode that they have and not the first episode because they don't have the first episode of News Radio. Their first episode is actually season 4, episode 1. But it's my theory, it's my feeling that the show is just so tight and the characters are so well written and perfectly defined in their little roles that they have that you can really start anywhere in News Radio and you will fully understand these characters. You can start in season 4, episode 1, and okay, you have a damn good idea about who everyone is, what their roles are, and all of that. Not only that, but it's a really good episode. And Phil Hartman was still alive.
Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah. Because they went on, I think, for a season after that, but it just wasn't the same. Anyway, that's your homework for next week. You go to crackle.com, Watch the first episode that they have of the show News Radio. Damn good show. Damn good show.
Damn good show.
Yeah. So,
Please quit swinging the cat.
yes, Maxwell, please quit swinging the cat. We have cats. We have cats, and it's my belief that, and I know this isn't a popular belief, and it's not grounded in science, but it's my belief that all dogs are boys and all cats are girls.
Yes. Although my girlfriend actually put it a little better than that, and she put it that dogs are basically infants and cats are teenagers.
That's good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
They're snotty, they're aloof, they love you when they feel like it. You know?
Yeah.
Or when they want something.
Well, I felt that it was a very feminine act that we have these cats, and I'm fairly allergic to them, so I allow them to be in and around the house just as long as I don't have to touch them. So I'm kind of aloof with them. I stay away from them. I don't touch them. I don't pet them. I don't show them any love. I step over them. I pass them by.
That's only going to make them think that you're the leader.
Well, yeah, no, these cats love me now. These cats absolutely love me. They think I'm the cat meow.
Uh-oh.
Or maybe I should say the cat's meow.
Who's in the live audience back there?
I've got Natasha here.
Oh, okay.
She is
Hey
going
there.
some coupons.
All right.
Coupons.
What did I say?
Coupons.
Coupons.
No, it's coupons.
It's coupons?
Not without the coops.
It's
Coupons.
coupons.
No, it's not coupons.
It's coupons.
It's coupons.
It's coupons?
Yes.
So it's Koopons. Coupons. It's coupons.
You make it sound like there's a Q in there. There's not. It's coupons.
It's COU pawns. It's coupons.
Yeah, podcast.
And Maxwell agrees with me. He's like, yeah, podcast.
I'm not having this argument.
We will put up a poll in the discussion group, the Pope on
Yes.
Film discussion group. So everybody listening, come on down and tell us if it's coupon or coupon.
Yes. Coupon or coupon.
Okay, well,
Yes.
when Dan Cook does that bit, not without coops. Not without coops. Coupons.
I don't think that using Dane Cook as
Well, you
is
love
the best
that
way.
quote.
I know, I do
Or
love that
BK
quote.
Lounge. Can you get me in? Not without coops.
Not without coops. I just don't think that that's a the best way to ground your argument.
Scientific?
I just don't think
know
that's the
there's
best
no
way to ground
science
your
to-
argument.
The English language.
Oh, yeah, well, I have Dane Cook by my side.
Okay, you go. I got Emerald by my side.
You get the
You've got Emerald by your side?
Well,
You get
not
the
technically. But
Yeah, not right
she
now.
also agrees. It's coupons, not
Coupons.
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 Coupons. Can you go somewhere?
Coupons.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to get a video camera there because I think you two should wrestle for it.
I
Let's-
would not.
he's
Two out of
forfeit.
3 falls, man.
Lucha! 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 I might win because I might use a foreign object.
Can you construct a steel cage like right in the living room?
Maybe.
It's made out of cardboard.
Yeah, I might be able to make a cardboard steel cage.
I'd be down with that. Yeah.
When me and Maxwell fight, we just fight on the furniture.
You just fight on the furniture?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Bella, for that insight. So, I was going to say in a couple of days, but tomorrow I've got a big event at my work. I'm supposed to be throwing this big Minion party
All
to
right.
celebrate the Minion movie that came out recently, and I wasn't excited about it. And I think I'm kind of excited about it, but I'm surprised, just absolutely surprised at the fact that the Minion movie was such a big hit.
Was it?
in theaters. Yeah, it's the number 2 highest grossing opening weekend for an animated movie ever, right behind Shrek the Third.
Wow.
I figured, okay, well, it's just going to be the Minions, and they're kind of annoying, and people aren't really going to dig this. And then right before the movie came out, there was this controversy because some parents with sticks up their butts were saying that a specific Minions McDonald's toy was cussing.
Mom.
Yeah.
You should go to YouTube and search that. It's the Caveman Minions toy.
Awesome. Can we still get that toy?
I've been asking. I've actually been asking.
Yeah.
And I have not found it. But it's supposed to say, "Well, I'll be damned," and "what the F" is what it's supposed to say. And it certainly does sound that way. I know it's not supposed to be saying that.
Yeah.
No, it's not the pirate one, Bella. It's the caveman one. I just said that. Pay attention to the podcast. So I know that they don't speak English. They speak like Minionese or whatever, and that it's this made-up language. But it certainly does sound like the made-up words that they said was "what" and the F word.
Uh-huh.
Sounds an awful lot like it. So I figured that plus the fact that this was just a Minions standalone film, that this was not going to be a big hit, but it is huge movie.
I could get into owning a cursing minion.
Yeah.
A completely profane minion. You know, they could make these toys so that they're programmable these days, you know?
Yeah.
So you can get the clean ones for the kids if you want, and then we could have our minions say just god-awful, atrocious shit.
The Bible is a lie.
Worship Satan. Worship Satan.
Worship Satan. Rhythm is a dancer. I like that. Like that one a lot. Maxwell likes the Minions. So this week's movie is called Battle Royale. It's a feature-length American documentary chronicling the history of the WWE's Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Yes.
I would really watch that movie. Now that I've said that out loud, I would watch a documentary of the Royal Rumble, because that was the best pay-per-view of the year.
Was it?
They even do, yeah, because it was the one where, you know, every 5 minutes a different person comes into the ring, and there's always the one person who hasn't been around since forever, and now he's come back, and then there's the old person that hasn't been on since forever from like the 80s or 90s, and oh, look, they're back. And I always liked that Do they even do pay-per-views now?
Yes, they do.
They do? Okay, I'm confused because now there's the WWE Network.
I'm pretty sure they're still rolling out the pay-per-views though.
Well, good. Because that's one of the things I don't like about the idea of subscribing to the WWE Network, is that the pay-per-views may not become the important things that they are.
Yeah.
You know, if you're paying $9 a month for the WWE Network, won't their pay-per-views just end up becoming long episodes of Raw? That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
I always consider myself to be a wrestling fan until I meet another wrestling fan. Like this woman came in and she's like, "Yeah, I'm looking for a wrestling book." And I'm like, "Oh, hey, I can help you. Let's go over. We have a nice wrestling section. What wrestling book are you looking for?" "Yeah, it's a book. It was written by China."
Oh my god.
It's like, are you serious? That book came out maybe 16 years ago. I mean, really? Are you seriously asking for this book? You do know she does porn now, right?
I've been hearing a little bit of talk that she might be trying to make a comeback.
I've heard something about her wanting to be in the WWE Hall of Fame, but it's not like that really exists or means anything.
Oh, good.
So,
God, no.
yeah.
I mean, that girl is just chock full of fucking steroids, man.
Yeah. But she does play a really good She-Hulk. A really good, horny She-Hulk.
Does she? Where have you seen her in that?
So I've heard.
So you've heard?
So I've heard.
Float me the link.
Okay, well, I might. Actually, I'm actually, She-Hulk. Let me just open a tab here. And it's somewhere. I'll find it for you eventually.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Oh, I think I found it. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay. I got a link for you.
I'm trusting you on this one because I really find her kind of horrible.
Yeah.
With that unnatural voice of hers and everything.
Yeah, yeah. She always seemed a bit mannish.
Yeah.
A bit mannishness. Mannishity. Mannishosity.
Well, that'll happen when you get that much horse sperm in you.
Yeah. So this is going to be a daunting task to try and talk about every different thing that's out there. I can't send this to you because it has a blocked link. Okay. Yeah. No, I'll send it to you eventually.
Okay.
I tried sending it to you through Facebook, but Facebook is too good for that. So this is going to be a daunting task. That's what I was saying. To try and go through every single solitary thing in regards to Battle Royale. It's a risky venture, and I have a lot of notes here. But again, hey, it's our show.
Mm-hmm.
We can do whatever we want.
That's right. My first memory of Battle Royale is I had seen it a couple of years back, like not too terribly long, 5, 7, something like that. And I forget what your blog was that week, but I remember I commented that to you. I was like, "Hey, I just saw Battle Royale. It was a really good movie. I was really surprised by it." But you were not watching horror movies yet.
No.
Yeah.
I had to have the robbery happen to me before I could do anything like that. I think my first venture into Battle Royale was there was an article about it in Bazaar magazine.
All right.
I used to read Bazaar magazine a lot when I was in California. And there was a specific article, and it basically said, this is the biggest movie in the world in Japan. It's the greatest movie of all time ever created, and it will never be shown in America, and here's why.
Okay, thanks.
And they talked about the film, and they talked about the book, and they talked about how it'll never be shown in America. And I thought, oh, well, that's interesting. And then shortly after that, we started getting, at the bookstore, the manga of Battle Royale. And I read the manga before I read the book and before I saw the movie. And the manga is really crazy, insane, over the top with the violence, and it was really messed up. because it's a I'm gonna call it manga. This is driving me nuts. It's a manga, so they can get away with so much more there. So it really is just sort of, let's add more guts to this scene. Let's put a rape in. Sure, why not?
Yeah. Whereas the movie itself, I felt it had enough blood and gore.
Yeah.
Because they also got down to some real emotion and real situations that I found surprisingly serious.
Yes.
And that's the one thing, every time I watch this movie, it's more serious than I take it for.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where just about every one of the fights, they have to do something. They have to give it some little vignette to get that fight into some kind of context. You know, and you don't really see that in American movies.
No, you do not. I volunteer as tribute.
They've yeah, exactly. You know, they've been talking about making Battle Royale over in an American version for a long time. We would totally fuck this up. We would really just screw this up.
Well, one of the things that where is it? Okay, there it is. During the summer of 2002, and I'm quoting from the Wikipedia here, the CW TV network was in talks about turning Battle Royale into an American television show.
Oh, I think I heard about that too at one point. Yeah. No,
and
it's not a television show.
It's funny because, like, if I close my eyes and like really concentrate, I can see every scene of the Battle Royale CW television show.
Yeah.
Like right after the Vampire Diaries. And right before reruns of Everybody Loves Raymond. I can see the Battle Royale TV show and every second of it.
Does it make you cringe?
Yes. And yeah, throughout the years, they were talking about making different remakes of it. A New Line was going to do an American version of it in 2006.
Yeah.
And then it was going to be released in 2008, but then people started going nuts about it. And then they said that instead of it being an extremely hard R, it would be toned down to a PG or PG-13.
Oh, no. No, you can't do that.
Yeah. And then, of course, like, the school massacre of the year happened.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so they said, okay, well, we better not make this movie anymore, and just skipped off to make some other horrible film. But I can absolutely see the American versions of this film that they would make.
Yeah, and it would be cringeworthy, because this movie has a lot going on. I really appreciate this movie far past the blood and gore of it.
Yeah.
You know, although I do think that it's the right amount of gore, because you need the seriousness of what they are in.
Yeah.
And then from that, they managed to get a lot of humanity out of that.
Yeah. Before we get to talking any more about this, perhaps we should take a break.
Let us take a break.
Let's take a break. We will be right back with more of Battle Royale after these commercial messages. Do 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 do.
Do you like comic books? Me too. Do you listen to podcasts?
Are you still talking to me?
Cool. I have one called The Comic Book Update.
So?
I do weekly reviews of story arcs, comic miniseries, ongoing titles, and more.
I don't care.
I know, right? So all you have to do is go to the website at comicbookupdate.com.
Why would I do that?
We post daily previews of new comic books every day.
Ugh. Someone save me.
Every weekend is Cosplay Sunday, with blog posts featuring cosplayers from around the world.
Excuse me, miss, is this guy bothering you?
Back off, buddy. She's with me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Sorry. Nerd rage.
Oh, yeah.
So check out the comic book update at comicbookupdate.com, as well as on iTunes, and stream it live on Stitcher. The comic book update, the antidote for nerd rage.
Want to talk to us? Pope on Film? Like our Facebook page by searching Pope on Film. Pope on Film! You can follow us on Twitter at Pope on Film. Or email us at pope@undeadcow.com. Not sure how to listen? Well, just find us in the iTunes store by searching Undead Cow. It's all one word. And you know, if you're really hard up, you can always find us on Stitcher, and of course YouTube at youtube.com/users/UndeadCowFilm. I'm gonna go throw up into this bowling shoe. I'm gonna remember my son's birthday. I am. And his name.
Oops.
Coupons. Your coupons. Your coupons. That's what I'm saying. Coupons. Your coupons. No. I trust you. What I don't trust is the English language. That's what I don't trust.
I remember that. You know how crazy it must drive foreigners when they're like...
Like how Nazis has an invisible T in it.
Not Z's.
But it's spelled Nazi.
Not Z's. Not Z's. Z's. So you're saying not Z?
Yeah, like you're not getting sleep. Nazis.
Yeah, exactly. Not Z.
There's an invisible Z in
No, there's an invisible T.
An invisible T in Nazi, and it's been driving me nuts. So.
Nazis. Not.
So I see the U in coupons, and I want to pronounce that. I want to be like coupons. Add that U in there, but the U is like just there for fun.
And I am back.
We've been arguing about the English language.
No, debating.
We've been debating the English language. Let's just start talking in Esperanto, guys.
Is it still the coupon controversy?
Yeah. On to Nazi.
Yeah, no, we moved on to Nazis.
Nazis. They're always fun for conversation.
Nazis. There's a T in there. It's just invisible. It's an invisible T. Nazis.
Spell coup d'etat.
How do you spell coup d'etat? C-O Google.
C-O Google. Gotcha. I'm on it.
Okay, that's how you spell. Yes, Bella? What are you trying to say?
C-O-U-P.
I have no idea. I can't
C-O-U-P. T-A-T.
T-A-T, okay.
She Googled it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, see, coup. The P is silent. But if you use this as a reference for coupon, that's C-O-U-P, you add an O-N, that's coupon. Okay.
But if you're using that as reference, then you would be using coupons.
Say it however we want.
No, I'm just saying the C-O-U, if you use the C-O-U as a reference, and the way to spell it, coup d'etat, coupon, coup d'etat.
C-O-U.
We can say it differently.
I just said a sentence. Like, C-O-U. O-U.
C-O-U.
O-U.
But now, do you understand why I'm saying coupons instead of coupons?
Yes.
All right.
I fully agree with you. And the reason why I agree with you is twofold. Number one, you have boobs. And number two, I don't want you to smack me.
I'm not going to smack you.
I know you're not going to smack me.
Unless it's with her boobs.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's talk about
We are back.
And we are back. Yes, and we are back. You should keep all of that if you can.
Or maybe cut it to the beginning or the end, or
I don't know. But there's a lot of debate going on.
Or clip it so I could use it over and over again.
Yeah.
Clip it and use it as reference.
You should also hear. We had a huge conversation even before you came back, so
It's the pause.
it's all been here.
Oh, it's all recorded. I'll hear it in editing.
Yeah, no, you absolutely will. So let's talk about the author of the book, Battle Royale. I love how the book came about. It's a really interesting story. I'm going to start getting into a lot of Japanese names, and I'm going to try and give them justice. But I'm going to try. I've actually been
Mr. Coupon.
Right? Not Z's. Like no one calls them like Nazis.
No.
They're Nazis. Like there's a T in there, but there's no T in there. It's always driven me nuts. Anyway, the author of the book, his name is Koshun Takami. He was born in 1969 in a town called Amagasaki, and that's near Osaka in Japan. Mm-hmm. He graduated Osaka University, but then he dropped out of Nihon University, and I don't get that, because you already graduated, so why are you graduating twice? How could you graduate and then drop out? Are you just collecting degrees? I don't know how it is in Japan. Maybe you just go to like 7 or 8 colleges until you're like 80. I don't know.
Excuse me, Mark.
But he dropped out of Nihon University, and throughout most of the 90s, he worked as a reporter for this news company called Shikoku Shimbun. They're a news organization in Japan.
Hey,
he wrote a lot of articles for Shikoku Shimbun, the news company. So in 1996, he completed his first novel. It's called Batoru Royaru, which translates into Battle Royale. And a Battle Royale is a wrestling thing. It's different from a Royal Rumble. A Battle Royale is when you start out with like 30 people in the ring, and they just beat themselves up until only one person is left remaining.
Right.
And that is basically what this movie is. It's just a Battle Royale with guns. And I'll have to interrupt myself there, because I just got a important bulletin from Podcast News. Good morning, podcast. Earlier today, Maxwell Galindo dressed up like one of our presidents, Mr. Buckethead. He will be sent to baby jail soon. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Bella, our reporter on the scene. Bella informing us that Maxwell will soon be going to baby jail for impersonating Mr. Buckethead.
Uh-huh. Okay. Sounds like a very serious charge.
Very, very serious charge.
We wish our co-host Maxwell the best.
Yes. Hopefully this will change him like Johnny Cash, or to a far greater extent, Dewey Cox.
Yeah, except that,
No, you're not.
A 3 or even a 4-year-old, because I don't know how long his sentence is going to be. Maxwell / Johnny Cash can probably get a little annoying.
Yeah. Walk Hard, now that's a good movie. I like Walk Hard.
Yeah.
Damn fine film.
With Joaquin?
Oh, no.
Not Walk the Line.
No, that's Walk the Line. Walk Hard is the John C. Reilly.
Oh, yes. I remember you showed that to me. I got to find it.
Yeah,
it looks freaking good.
It's a parody of movie biographies. So it's a parody of everything. It's a parody of the Beach Boys. It's a parody of La Bamba. It's a parody of Walk the Line. It's a parody of everything, and it's really, really good. I just Googled it. It is free on Crackle.
Nice. Okay.
The director, Jake Kasdan, he was interviewed in some magazine. I think it was Rolling Stone, and what he said, and this is absolutely true, is the real joke about Walk Hard is that the music is just damn good. It's really, really good. All of the music is just wonderful.
Yeah. Good. That's what that kind of movie needs, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Spinal Tap, the music was good.
Yeah. I remember NBC at one point in time decided to put on the air 2 different TV shows loosely based on Saturday Night Live. One of them was from the guy who made The West Wing, and it was a drama called Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, and it was a drama, and people said, this is going to be the next big hit. He did The West Wing. This is going to be huge. And the other one was 30 Rock with Tina Fey.
Yeah.
And it's shocking that one of those lasted like 7 seasons and the other one just burst into flames because it was kind of horrible.
Field in Afghanistan.
Yeah. But the thing about the Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, the West Wing one, was that the show they were doing was not funny.
Okay.
If you're going to make a parody of Saturday Night Live, you at least need to make the show funny.
Yes.
You know? Just the skits that they were writing on that show were just all horrible. I remember one, Pimp My Trike.
Pimp My Trike. Okay.
And it's like, that's really great if you have an improv troupe and you're in junior high school, then good job. That's a funny skit.
Yeah, you know, that sounds like a fucking horrible idea, but at the same time, you know, the people doing Mad TV are sitting back leaving like, we could have done that. We got to pick up our game, people.
And if it was successful, we would have done it over and over again for every episode.
Yes.
That was the one thing that Mad TV always did. Oh, is this one? Did you guys like this character? Okay, let's write 80 more skits.
Yeah.
Featuring this character.
Well, that's kind of where both Jeannie and I fell out with Portlandia too. I fell in love with Portlandia for a night.
I watched. Yeah.
But the 2 women in the bookstore started really grating on our nerves because they were in every episode, and there were other characters, and then it started getting to be like more of a story, you know, instead of skits.
Yeah.
And you know, then when you would get to a skit, it'd be like these 2 women.
Yeah, I watched the first season, but when I was done with the first season, I just did not really see a reason to keep watching.
That's kind of exactly how I felt.
I like, what's his name? Fred Armisen. I really like Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen is amazing.
Yeah.
But I really don't particularly like Portlandia that much.
That's kind of how I felt. I really enjoyed most of the first season, and then the second season just felt like all just rehash and wasn't very interesting. I kind of like the addition of Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle MacLachlan.
But not enough, you know?
Yeah.
I love the episode where they go out to the diner and he's going to order the chicken, and they start asking him all these tree-hugging questions about the chicken.
Yes. I think that was the first episode.
Was that the first episode? Oh,
yeah,
I loved it. It was friggin' dynamite. where they
end up in like a cult and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I like, where it starts off with a fairly simple premise, and then spins off into complete lunacy.
Yeah. I have a new phone, and so I'm realizing that now that I have a new phone, I can play all of those apps that didn't work on my last phone. So I have a wonderful Saturday Night Live app.
Yeah.
And I can search seasons and search specific episodes and watch specific skits. I can just type in like Stefan and it'll give me all of the Stefans. And I can search a specific person, like I can search Billy Crystal and it'll give me all the Billy Crystal skits. But there's also on the main page, it will just randomly give you skits.
Nice. Okay.
And it's just really wonderful, and it's a lot of horrible ones, a lot of really horrible ones, but every once in a while you'll get one. There's a wonderful one that I saw today, and it was one that I remembered. It was a morning talk show, and it was Wake Up and Smile.
Okay.
And it's a regular morning news show, but then the teleprompter stops working and they start freaking out, and by the end of it becomes all Lord of the Flies.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah. I have killed the weatherman. It gets all crazy. That's the sort of thing that reminds me of.
So Battle Royale. In 1996, this guy, Koshun Takami, wrote the novel, his first novel. In 1997, he entered it into the Japan Grand Prix Horror Novel Competition, and it made it all the way to the finals, but it was ultimately eliminated due to its violent subject matter. Like the people who run the Japan Grand Prix Horror Novel were the first people to say, okay, well, maybe Battle Royale is going too far. Okay.
So we have to kick it out. We can't have this book be the winner. No, thank you. But it was eventually published in Japan. 2 years later, it was published in Japan. It was published in 1999, and it became a huge, 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 huge hit. This is the first and last novel that Mr. Koshun Takami has written. He has not written anything since. He is the Japanese Harper Lee.
But I kind of remember that they released it on another under another title to try to get it by for the violence and all that. So it was actually released as Happy Scrappy Hero Pup.
Yes.
Yes.
Happy Scrappy Hero Pup. And his amazing adventures in Smile Town.
Yes.
Yeah. So the book was a huge hit, and I've read the book. It's a wonderful book. It's just whenever I read a Japanese novel or a Japanese manga or something like that, I always feel really racist. Because it's hard for me to keep track of the names.
Yes.
And it's very difficult reading the book. It's like, okay, which one was Konishura? Let me go back.
When you get old, you'll just adjust to that. Because I can't remember the fucking characters' names on American Horror Story.
Yeah.
You know? I'm not sure. I can't name all of the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. You know?
Yeah. So, okay, wait a second. Which one was Riki Tamakuchi?
Yeah.
Was he the fat one? I don't know. I feel really racist. Because, I'm the dirty American who can't keep track of the Japanese names.
Yeah.
Damn me and my racism. So in the year So the book was then turned into a manga in the year 2000, and then later that year in December, the movie came out, and that's the movie we'll be discussing. But first, the manga. In the beginning of 2000, a Japanese manga magazine began serializing a manga version of Battle Royale, and this is my first real introduction to the world of Battle Royale. It follows the original novel very closely. It's actually written by the guy who wrote the novel, by Koshun Takami. He wrote the script for the manga. Except, number one, it's very gory. It's a manga. It can get away with a lot more. So there's a lot more gore and guts and stuff than what's in the movie. It's excessive at times and a bit more gratuitous in its depictions of sex and nudity. And yeah, let's add a rape scene here. Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Number one. Number two, and this is the reason why, if you're a big fan of Battle Royale, you should check it out. It does expand fairly decently on the backstory of some of the characters.
Yeah.
Which is nice, especially since the author has gone on record as saying that in the novel, quote, all the kids are in many ways identical. Which makes me feel a lot less racist.
Yeah.
When the author is saying, oh yeah, these kids are pretty much all the same. Don't worry about it.
Well, they're showing different aspects of what they're going through. It's kind of like that. But, that's the difference between the Japanese version and an American version, where if it was an American version, they would all be just bullshit stereotypes. They wouldn't be characters. They wouldn't have emotions of their own. It would be the jock. It would be the nerd. It would be the goth chick.
Yeah. It would be like a Breakfast Club Battle Royale.
Yeah, exactly.
And there'd be like one kid and he's wearing like his Letterman jacket and he's got a crossbow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's like the pretty girl Molly Ringwald, and she's got a hatchet. That's a winning idea right there. Battle Royale Breakfast Club.
Yeah, except they kind of sort of did it when they did Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
Wolverines.
Jesus, Red Dawn.
Red Dawn.
But here's something interesting, because a lot of people say that Battle Royale is a ripoff, that the Hunger Games is a ripoff of Battle Royale, and I do have a hard time believing that the woman who wrote a novel about kids being forced to kill themselves until only one is left alive had not heard about Battle Royale. I have a hard time believing that she did not hear, that she did not know about the origins of Battle Royale. But number two, not the most original idea in the world.
No.
It's like Saturday Night Live just did a skit where it's like it's the show Pictionary.
Yeah.
And people get different things and they have to draw it in order to have their teammates guess. And someone on the game show, the thing he has to draw is the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
And he's freaking out and he's not sure what to draw. And then, of course, the person guesses it because he doesn't draw anything and he's freaking out. He's like, well, the way he's freaking out over drawing it, I would say it's the Prophet Muhammad. And so Saturday Night Live was applauded for being so brave and bold and to tackle this subject matter. And then some Canadian sketch comedy troupe said, yeah, we already did that. But again, not the most original idea in the world.
Right.
Right. I think a lot of people could say, oh, I had an idea like that. I mean, a lot of these, I feel like both of these things are in many ways just the Lord of the Flies.
It's the Lord of the Flies, and it's really pretty much a whole genre of itself. Basically, humans hunting humans to kill them. You know, so it's Lord of the Flies, it's Deliverance. Going back a long way to the 30s, it's The Most Dangerous Game.
The Most Dangerous.
I don't know if you've ever seen that. It's a very good movie.
Yes, I have.
They actually did The Most Dangerous Game in between shooting King Kong.
Yeah.
And it has most of the cast of King Kong, including Fay Wray. It's The Running Man.
Loves.
What?
He Loves. Don't forget it.
He Loves, yeah.
And it's a movie.
And it's a movie. Yes, that's right, Maxwell. We're talking about movies. Good. That's a good. Really helping out, carrying your weight on this podcast. Thank you, Maxwell.
And it's really hard not to be influenced by other works of art out there when you're trying to create your own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which for some reason is taken out harder on filmmakers than it is musicians.
Although there are a lot of sounds like lawsuits happening nowadays.
Yeah.
Which I do not like. Not a big fan of that. A lot of songs sound like a lot of other songs. That doesn't mean you should start suing people like crazy. I mean, it's not like this song is a 100%. There's a finite number of chords that exist.
Mm-hmm.
Damn it. But here's an interesting... This is why I mentioned the whole Hunger Games thing.
Okay.
For no real reason whatsoever, when it was time to release the manga in the United States, the American company whose job it was to release this in America made a bunch of random pointless changes and rewrites to it. Now, I am okay with this because I have watched a lot of American Godzilla movies, and they do that a lot.
Right.
Where hey, let's just rewrite this whole thing. Let's make this hero guy into a comedic guy. Let's get some stupid guy to give him a stupid voice. And, they do that a lot in America with Japanese products. I am used to that.
Mm-hmm.
But in the American rewrite of the Japanese manga, the program, with finger quotes, is actually a reality show on television. So doesn't that ring a bell there?
Yeah.
Absolutely rings a bell. That's entirely the plot of Sesame Street's Follow That Bird.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Follow that bird.
And I cried when they dropped Big Bird.
Oh. So sad.
Yeah. I was hoping he would get his hands on the machete and then he would have a fighting chance.
Yeah.
But no.
Big Bird got his hands on the machete?
Yes, Big Bird got his hands on machete. Honey.
On a machete or on machete?
No, on a machete, not on machete. Big Bird didn't get his hands on Danny Trejo.
Oh, that's a whole different story. Big Bird is the pizza boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Totally different movie.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As Danny Trejo enters a whole new phase of his career.
We're just full of good ideas here. Full of such good ideas. So we've covered the book. The book's good. You should read it. We've covered the manga. That's also good. Extremely violent. And I mentioned this in the last episode, but they've released a new manga, and it's Battle Royale Angel's Border.
Yeah,
and it's really good, and it focuses on the lighthouse scene from the movie Battle Royale, where all the girls have decided we are going to just stay here and be friends, and it ends in a bloodbath and one of the girls killing herself.
Yeah, but that was God, I love that. It was such an interesting idea. And it was such a different avenue to explore.
Yeah.
I love this movie. I love this
movie. I like the movie too. And I think I'm ready now to start talking about the film. Before we do, perhaps we should take a break.
Okay, we could take a break.
Yes, another break, honey. We take a lot of breaks. We have a lot of commercials to get to. So many companies want to be a part of our podcast.
Not counting that Obama.
Like Black Dress Warehouse.
Black Dress Warehouse.
Fan of Black Dress Warehouse.
We should have a word from Black Dress Warehouse.
Yes. We will be right back with more of Battle Royale after this commercial message.
Faye Ray. Janet Lee. Adrian King. Heather Langenkamp. Amy Steele. That weatherman who saw the cockroach.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
Jamie Lee Curtis. And you. Come on. You know you wanna. Let her rip. There. Now don't you feel better? You are now officially a Scream Queen. Come play with the rest of us at www.screamqueens.com. That's Queens with a Z. Or you could subscribe to us on iTunes. Either way, it's gonna be fucking fabulous. The Scream Queens Horror Podcast. It's where horror gets bent.
Are you a woman in the Utah area looking for ugly clothing? Then stop on down to the Black Dress Warehouse. We are Utah's leading supplier of black or dark gray dresses. Do you want to look like a housewife? Do you want to look like a woman who is suffering depression or is possibly mourning the loss of a loved one? Or perhaps you're a woman being haunted by the grim specter of death. If you are, then come on down to Black Dress Warehouse. We sell black dresses, and that's it. Off of Route 9 and Main Street, Black Dress Warehouse.
They're burning! They're burning! They're fucking burning! Pop on film! Oh, Jesus! Jesus Christ! You listen to this? You like this show? I hear the screams! I hear them! I can hear the screams! Come on over to the Pop on Film! Bye! Bye! Find us in the iTunes stores by searching Undead Cow! My eyes! My eyes! My eyes! Come over, Pop on Film! My toenails! My toenails!
Okay. But first, I have a question.
Yes.
Did you say finite?
I said finite.
Finite. Finite?
Yeah, finite.
Like
After these tomatoes.
But
yeah, the opposite of infinite is finite.
We're sure that that's the pronunciation?
I am fairly sure that that is the pronunciation, yes.
Yeah, I gotta go with this one. Finite.
Yeah. There's a finite amount of information out there. I've seen it on some TV shows, like Sesame Street.
Bye-bye.
Today, kids, we're going to be learning about finite. Finite. Yeah.
And the frailty of the human condition.
She's looking up how to pronounce finite right now. I would like to take this time to say.
I just want to know.
Finite. Okay, there you go. Finite. Thank you, YouTube, for backing me up there.
I'm not saying you were wrong. I just never used that word.
Oh. That's surprising because we have a finite amount of words out there. So.
I don't know if that's true, considering new words like selfie and shit are added to the dictionary constantly.
Selfie and shit. That's the new trend. That's the new trend right there. Pooping. Selfie. Click. We are just full of good ideas today. This is a good idea podcast.
That is liable to catch on as big as popcorn porn. Yeah.
Yep. Popcorn porn.
Mm-hmm.
Popcorn porn.
I don't even want to know.
Troll 2, honey.
Oh, yeah.
Popcorn sex. Come on.
Yeah.
So we're back.
We are back.
Hope you try and keep some of this in, because like the gold is really during the commercial breaks, apparently.
At least for this episode, anyway.
Yeah, at least for this episode. So we've covered the book and we've covered the manga. Let's get to the main course. Battle Royale, the film, came out nationwide in 2012 and catapulted its star, Miss Jennifer Lawrence, into superstardom.
Yes.
That fake intro was written by me exclusively for the internet. You're welcome, internet. The movie Battle Royale, it came out in Japan in the year 2000, and it came out in America in the year never.
Yes.
It's never had an official theatrical release. It's been shown here and there in Alamo Drafthouse and crap like that. Although a Blu-ray was eventually released in the year 2012, it was not really released before then. I remember, I think the first time I saw it was on YouTube back when they had a lot more of those sort of, would you like to watch this movie? Here it is in 12 parts.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of that as much as it used to be. But I think that's how I saw it.
And that's where people start torrenting the movies and word of mouth starts getting around. And it's the only way you could see the movie. So, if you don't have any other option, then that's the only thing that you can do. And it was definitely Battle Royale was a big one that a lot of people had seen, and it was never released. So how'd they see it? Let the Right One In, which is an amazingly good movie.
Yes.
That was the only way that any of us saw that before it was eventually released and then remade. And Wreck, the Spanish zombie movie I was telling you about.
Yes.
That was the only way that was seen for a long time, because they didn't release that one in America until after quarantine hit the theaters.
I thought you were at first talking about Rex, as in Theodore Rex, the buddy cop film featuring Whoopi Goldberg and a T-Rex, and they're both cops.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know of the existence of this movie.
Yeah.
I know Tammy and the T-Rex.
Nope, Theodore Rex. Whoopi Goldberg is a cop, and her partner is a T-Rex.
Wow.
It happened. I've got the freaking
I see it.
Wikipedia page up here.
We might have to find it and cover it.
It's called Theodore Rex.
I liked Whoopi Goldberg for a second.
Yeah.
And that's like all she got, like Jumpin' Jack Flash or Fatal Beauty, which were both, she was the female Eddie Murphy, more or less.
Yeah.
Except she took things just a little more seriously, but there was a good dose of comedy still in it.
Okay, if you really want to do this, it is available in its entirety on YouTube.
Ooh. Tempting. We should start a list one day. We really should.
Yeah.
And just toss things on a list. Because you had another good idea, and I'm kind of hoping that one still pans out.
I mean, I could send it to you. I got it as a file right here on the computer.
Which one?
My special version of Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. I can't put it on. I was waiting to see what happened, but I can't put it on Daily Motion. Apparently, I have a size limit.
Oh. Ooh. Yeah, I think we should do that.
Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park?
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Because if not for any other reason, this is the movie that Kiss does not want you to see.
Yes, and it is all over the place on.
So fuck you, Gene Simmons.
Yeah, it is all over the place on YouTube. I think the fact that mine features commercials for like Godzilla films and stuff like that is the reason why it won't show.
Oh, you made the playlist?
No, I added the playlist to the movie.
Oh, okay.
So the movie itself was a big giant playlist, but in the beginning there's commercials for some Godzilla movies, and that's why YouTube wouldn't allow it.
I hate
it featured
YouTube.
the Godzilla theme song, so they said copyright. So, and of course, anybody says copyright for any reason, and they pulled it.
Even if everything in it is 100% yours.
Yep.
They pull it. In fact, I was for a very short time considering moving the podcast from my website to SoundCloud because I figured I could get like better statistics and things like that.
Yeah.
For the shows. But then as soon as I started reading up on it, it was like, and they use the same software YouTube uses. And I was like, fuck that. Right there, fuck that.
Yeah.
You know, I have to deal with that shit with YouTube already. I'm not dealing it with anywhere else.
Yeah. Good. I stand by that. I do. Sorry, I just popped my neck.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that's a good idea. I'm down with that. I'm down with next week doing the Kiss movie because I still haven't seen it. Have not seen it at all.
No.
I do know though.
I saw it first run on television, man.
Really?
Yeah.
I do know that it's set in Six Flags Magic Mountain in like LA or Valencia, I guess. And I was thinking the other day that damn, that place has some cred because that was also Wally World in National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah.
And it was also it was in True Romance.
I have not seen True Romance, and I am ashamed.
It's a damn good movie. It's what happens when a director gets a Quentin Tarantino script and does a good job with it.
Yeah.
I think Natural Born Killers is the opposite of that because I'm not a big fan of that movie. It has a great soundtrack, but I'm not a big fan of it.
I like it well enough. I'm not in love with it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't send it flowers. I wouldn't ask Natural Born Killers for anal, you know. I want to be friends with that movie.
Yeah, but you might get it from Natural Born Killers.
Yeah.
I would think that of all the movies that might be a slut, I would think Natural Born Killers might be that slut. What other movie? Oh, Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap.
Spinal Tap. Six Flags Magic Mountain was. I told them 1,000,000 times to put Spinal Tap first. Oh my God, guys! There's madness going on right now in the podcast. Maxwell got hurt. It's vaguely Bella's fault.
No, it is Bella's fault.
Amber's here. Say hi to the podcast, Amber.
Hey guys, it's me again.
Yeah.
Hey, Amber.
You have a huge cult following. Did you know that?
A what?
You have a huge cult following.
Really?
I'm not talking about cults or following you. You do realize what I mean by that, right?
No.
Okay, yeah, I didn't think you knew what I meant by that, so it's okay. I'm just messing with you, Amber, so it's okay. Six Flags Magic Mountain is where Spinal Tap does Jazz Odyssey.
Okay.
This is Spinal Tap Mach 2. Hope you like our new direction. On the bass, Derek Smalls. He wrote this. And I was thinking, man, so that theme park has got some good cred. That's the only the movies that I know about. I'm sure that if I Google it, that I could find a bajillion more movies that were made there.
I really want to see this again, mostly because Kiss does not want me to see it, and I hate Kiss, and I particularly hate Gene Simmons.
Is there a particular reason why?
There were quite a few things. When Robin Williams died, he called him a coward. Different things like that. You know, he's just kind of a douche.
Yeah.
And I've made a couple of memes and put them out there, and he never responded because I did put them right on his fucking page.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kiss does not want us to see it. It embarrasses Kiss as opposed to, like being Kiss is not embarrassment enough. So yeah, I'm excited.
Cool. All right. I'm down with that. There's a lot to talk about when Kiss is involved.
Yes.
Like the band Kiss is just like, hey, let's rip off Alice Cooper and then make a life out of it.
And I don't get it. Their music is not good, and it's never been good. It's bubblegum shit. I mean, they might as well be the fucking Archies.
It's like the name arena rock was specifically created just to explain their music, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Battle Royale was directed by a guy named Kinji Fukasaku, and apparently he's a goddamn legend.
Yeah.
I did not realize that the person who directed Battle Royale was so huge. Number one, he directed The Green Slime.
Oh yeah.
That was a US/Japanese co-production.
I love The Green Slime. I love The Green Slime. The Green Slime is actually, here we go on tangents again. The Green Slime is actually a loose trilogy of movies called the, what is it? The Gamma 1 series, I think, which was the name of that space station in Green Slime.
Yeah, I say it's, according to Wikipedia, the Green Slime is also known as Gamma 3, Operation Outer Space.
Yeah.
It's like, really?
Because it's one of those movies in the same series. There's also another one called Wild Wild Planet, which is a fucked up movie. And then I don't know what the third one is. Well, Green Slime is the third one. I don't know what the other one is.
Yeah. Interesting. I did not know that until just this moment. He also, Kinji Fukasaku, he also directed the Japanese portions of Tora Tora Tora.
Ooh.
Or, as I like to call it, Tora times 3. Because that saves time.
Not like Tora Cubed?
No.
Okay.
Although Cube, that's another good movie.
That's an excellent movie.
Damn good movie. I think they're remaking that.
Oh, fuck that.
Because they're remaking everything.
I don't really care that they remake it, but, the first one, the Cube is a movie that I find, really inspirational.
It's an amazing movie.
It's an amazing movie, and it is so fucking dirt cheap, man.
Yes, absolutely.
It is so... Oh, my God. It's like genius that you can make a movie that good, that cheap.
Yeah. An amazing film. And then they made a sequel, and then they made a prequel, and those are all fairly horrible, but the first one is just absolutely wonderful. And one
it's
of the
like
things
you just changed the cellophane and made it a different room?
And then
You are my God.
And then by the time you get to the film, there's still so much that is just not answered.
Yeah.
I always felt like if America eventually does remake this movie, you're going to know from the previews what everything is about.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of those movies when I saw Cube. That was one of those movies where I went into it not knowing really anything about it. That hardly ever happens.
Yeah.
And then when the movie was done, I thought, well, I still have no idea what that was about, but I liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn good movie. So Kinji Fukasaku, he did The Green Slime, he did Tora Tora Tora. He also did a movie in 1973 called Battles Without Honor or Humanity. The only way that I know this movie is because the theme song is used in Kill Bill Volume 1. And it's called Battles Without Honor or Humanity. It plays on my phone constantly, and I love this song.
Which one?
I
Can you hum a few bars?
No, but if you heard it, you would know it because it plays all over the place. Anyway,
I'm sure I'll know it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love Kill Bill.
So, Battles Without Honor or Humanity is considered the first great Japanese Yakuza film. It's considered by many to be one of the greatest Japanese movies of all time, and there were 10 sequels.
To Battle Royale?
No,
sorry.
Battles Without Honor or Humanity.
Okay. Wow.
The dude is so big in Japan, this director guy, that the government gave him a Purple Medal of Honor for his work in Japanese society. But all of these movies, we're talking like 60s, 70s, 80s. He had a super long career. He was considered way past his prime when he said, yeah, I'm going to make Battle Royale.
But now, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm sure you got it in the notes there was some kind of underlying reason. There was some sort of tragedy that had happened in his life that particularly made him want to make Battle Royale specifically.
Yes, and I do have it on my notes because he liked the fact that the book was centered around 15-year-olds. When he was 15 years old, he worked he worked as a munitions type of. Where's my notes? Where is that part? He worked at a munitions factory during World War II. And so at one point in time, the factory that he worked at started coming under fire and the kids couldn't escape. And so they were diving under each other for cover, and whichever kids lived had to get rid of the corpses of their friends who died.
Yeah.
And that scarred him so much because he felt that the government was completely lying to him about World War II, and so he hated adults from that point on.
And now we know why Fujiyaka's sad.
Yes. Why Fukusaku sad?
Yes.
The real reason why he's sad is because he watched Dumbo once.
Yes.
And that just made him sad. That's why. Yes, Bella?
Why is Disney sad? Maybe what Disney has is what's the word I'm looking for? Is
depression?
No. No.
What word are you looking for? Shoes?
No. Maybe what Disney has is contagious.
Well, the real reason Disney's sad was Walt's methamphetamine habit.
And that's why they made The Death of Richie.
Yes.
So it was all really about Walt Disney.
This is the true circle of life.
Yeah. Meth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the guy was considered super old by the time he did Battle Royale. And it's just one of those great stories where it's like the guy is near the end of his life. And for one of his last films, he makes the king of Japanese movies, you know?
Yeah.
It's a damn good story. The film was extremely controversial in Japan. There was an education minister named Nobutaka Machimura, and he led a massive protest calling for all theaters to refrain from showing the film, fearful that kids would get ideas.
Okay.
It's like, what ideas would kids glean from that? Hey, that's an idea. I'm going to stab my teacher in the butt.
Yeah.
Battle Royale led to a massive wave of 9th grade teacher butt stabbings.
Yes.
1 hour.
He wasn't alone, though. A lot of other politicians protested. Various members of the Japanese parliament called the film crude and tasteless. So they gave the film an R15 rating, essentially rated R. And so they asked the director about how young kids, who are basically what the movie is about, can't watch the movie. And the director said, and I quote, and this is a damn good quote, the director said, "You can sneak in, and I encourage you to do so."
Okay.
That is awesome.
That's sticking it to the man.
That is awesome. I love that quote, and I think that's freaking money. The film made 3.1 billion yen. I don't know how much money that is in American money, but I'm assuming that that's like 500 quadrillion simoleons, basically. Basically. That's sequel money.
Yeah.
That's comic book money nowadays, I guess you would say. Pretty impressive for like the first movie. So
let me just mention it before I wind up forgetting it. Another completely awesome Japanese movie is a movie called either Suicide Circle or Suicide School.
I think I've heard of that movie, but I haven't seen it. I've heard about it.
It's a good movie. It's a very
just
good movie.
A bunch of like young people are like jumping in front of trains and stuff. Is this? Am I thinking of the right thing?
Yes.
Like it becomes like a trend for people to start killing themselves.
Yes, exactly.
But
it also turns out that they are. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Watch the movie.
No. Yeah, I will watch the movie. So the basic plot of Battle Royale is a simple one. It focuses on a group of young kids called the Oogie Loves.
Yes.
Who are forced to kill each other until only a bloody windy window remains.
Who basically instigated the whole fucking thing to begin with.
I would like to take this time to say that was my third fake intro in a single episode of this podcast. Suck it, other podcasts. Suck it up. 3 fake intros. Boom, boom, and then a triple boom. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom. So the film begins with this scroll. At the dawn of the millennium, the nation collapsed. At 15% unemployment, 10 million were out of work, 800,000 students boycotted school, and juvenile crime rates soared. Adults had lost all confidence, and now, fearing the youth, they eventually passed the Millennium Educational Reform Act, a.k.a. the BR Act.
Yes, this would be a Republican thing.
Very much.
If you ask me, yeah.
So a random class of young kids are chosen. They're on their class trip. Apparently, end of the year, they're gassed. And they have been chosen to do the Battle Royal this year. They have explosive collars around their neck. And they have to kill each other. They've got, 3 days?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if there's not only one person left alive. By the end of it, then everyone dies. With them are 2 ringers in their class. 2 ringers, a.k.a. 2 who have been in the contest before.
Yes.
A military-style guy who ends up having a good heart, and a mute guy who has Japanese manga hair.
Yes, very much so. Very, very Ichi the Killer kind of look going on there with the hair. Uh-huh.
I was thinking like the devil in Death Note or something like that. I don't know Death Note enough to even know if the devil's in that, but if there was a devil in that, he would have that guy's hair. So their old teacher, his name is Kitano, who was once stabbed in the butt by a student. He is now running the Battle Royale program. I'm not sure if each teacher is voted to be in charge of the Battle Royale program, because in the sequel, the teacher of the kids who were chosen for that is also running the Battle Royale. So I assume that it's maybe you get paid extra if your kids are chosen. I'm not exactly sure. But Kitano, he's the teacher who's now running the Battle Royale program, and he is awesome.
Yes.
He just steals the damn show. This guy is freaking amazing. He is the driving force of this movie. He's just the right amount of mean, sadistic, and kind of funny.
Yes.
Like he's a horrible, evil man. He kills 2 people before the Battle Royale program even starts. And yet he's kind of laughing and messing around. He's having a fun time.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked up this guy because I wanted to know more about him, because he really is just Tano. He goes by the name Beat Takeshi. He's a director, he's a comedian, he's a singer, and he's also a TV show host. He was once the host of a long-running Japanese game show called Takeshi's Castle, and that sounded familiar to me, so I looked up Takeshi's Castle, and the show had been on for so long that I swear there are nations out there that have Wikipedia pages smaller than the Wikipedia page for this game show.
Okay.
It is freaking huge. And there's a part at the end where it shows how the show came to be in different countries. Like, okay, so in Scandinavia, they called it this, and they added their own scenes of actors hosting the show. Okay, so in South America, it's called this, and they actually did this and that to it. And in America, it was transformed into the show MXC.
Okay.
On Spike TV. They would dub their own stupid lines into it. And it was basically the show, but with a completely different script. And I had no idea that this whole time I've been watching MXC, and the guy who's hosting the show is the goddamn wonderful teacher that I love from Battle Royale. That was like a mind-blowing moment for me, because I swear I've seen so many episodes of MXC that, oh man, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. So there are 42 kids in class, including the 2 ringers. 2 are killed by Takano in their introduction. I love the video they watch.
Oh, I absolutely love the video, and I don't exactly know why I find her so fucking sexy.
Yes.
Because she is so completely fake, and if there was actually a woman in the world and in your life like that, you would have to smother her with a pillow.
Absolutely. In order to save everyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Like in Once Upon a Time in Mexico, where Johnny Depp,
yes,
Mexican food so good that he has to kill the cook just to keep the balance of things.
Yes. The finest pulled pork.
Yes, there you go. That's what it is. I love that movie. That's one of the few movies that when I watch it, I almost feel like I'm a Mexican.
Yeah.
I don't feel my culture a lot, but watching Once Upon a Time in Mexico, maybe El Mariachi and The Three Caballeros,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, I think I'm Mexican. Oh, wait, it's past. It had it for a second. Like, my culture is like a case of the hiccups. Like, oh, wait, I'm feeling it. Nope, never mind. It was
Well,
there
it's
for a
kind of
second.
the same thing, because if I watch that movie, I kind of want to be a Mexican.
Yeah. And the president asked them, like, who are you? And he says, we are sons of Mexico.
Yeah, I feel proud.
Yeah. And the president of Mexico is like, yep, that's good enough. Okay.
And really, it would be totally worth it to have a remote-controlled exploding guitar case.
Yes, it would. Yes, it would. So each student is given a bag with food and water and random weapons. And then there are rules about zones and the like and blah, 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 blah.
Yes.
The film mainly follows Shuya. He's our hero, and he ends up taking care of a girl in class named Noriko because Shuya's friend Nobu liked her. I would like to give a shout out to Nobu now, who dies in the beginning of the film. Nobu!
Yes. Richie!
Richie! Nobu! I think he's either saying Nobu because he's sad that his best friend died in front of him, or he's yelling about what one of the stupidest planets is in the Star Wars prequels.
Yes.
Naboo.
Oh, that's Naboo?
Naboo.
Oh, Naboo.
Or is it Coupon?
Or is it Coupon?
But before we leave the room and grab the bags and get on with the battle, I'm sure you must have recognized in the crowd of students and also later on in the movie, Gogo Yagari from Kill Bill.
Yes. Yes. I very much like her.
And basically playing about the same character, almost like Quentin Tarantino saw this and said, okay, now for this movie, do the same thing, just crank it up a bit further.
Yeah. Quentin Tarantino is one of those directors where it's like, okay, for this movie, I will be stealing this movie and this movie and this movie and this movie and putting it in a big-ass blender.
Mm-hmm.
And then adding some random songs to it, and then here's my new movie.
Yes, but it does come out his own afterwards.
Yes,
so,
very much so.
And I appreciate that talent.
Yes. I really liked... Bless you, Maxwell. Oh, that was a big one, huh? I really liked Django Unchained, but it is one of those movies that's like, I don't know how many times I can watch that movie.
Yeah, I've seen it
film for me to watch.
Yeah. I've seen it the once and I liked it, and it's still in my queue because I plan on watching it again. But gee, after all these months, it just hasn't happened.
Now, let me tell you, Inglourious Bastards, I could watch that every damn day.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I'm not sure why I love that so much, but I love that damn movie. Love it.
It took me a little time to actually pick up a taste for that movie. It took a couple of watchings before I really picked up on how good Inglourious Bastards is.
Yeah. There's just so much to that movie. Oh my God, Eli Roth is there. Austin Powers is there for no real reason.
Yeah.
Magneto shows up and then is quickly killed.
I don't remember him.
He was the British guy who ends up getting killed because he puts up the number 3 the wrong way.
Okay.
In that one scene, the one scene I don't particularly like in the movie because it kind of drags everything down, where they're playing the game where they have the cards on their forehead.
Oh yeah, and it does drag it down.
Yeah, we've got a game at work, and it's a Disney headbands, and you wear these headbands, and there's a Disney character on the headband, and you have to guess which Disney character you're wearing. And every time I see that, I make my own commercial for it. Disney headbands. Now your kids can play the game that dragged down Quentin Tarantino's Inglourious Bastards. Disney has sanitized the scene that drags down Inglourious Bastards, and now your kids can play the scene where Magneto is shot.
And any filmmaker, including Quentin Tarantino, who is stupid enough to put subtitles, white subtitles on a white sheet or snow or... Fuck you, Quentin. Okay? Fuck you.
God,
there are millions of ways to handle this now. I mean, we're not stuck with just one font anymore.
Yeah.
Okay?
Man, I hate that. All my life, no one has gotten subtitles 100% right.
Yeah.
It's not a rule that they have to all look this one way.
Yeah. And that's really what put me off to the movie the first time, is there were too many scenes like this, and I was like, I'm getting bored trying to follow what the fuck is going on with these subtitles.
Yeah. I think that out of all of the... I'm trying to think, I want to give my oldest daughter, Emerald, a movie education. I want to give her a movie-cation. Yeah. And I want to show her a Quentin Tarantino movie, but I'm not sure which one to start off with. I thought Reservoir Dogs, because as soon as we get past the whole big dick scene in the beginning, it is a really nice mystery sort of film that I think she'd be interested in. Yeah. I think she would like Inglourious Bastards. I just don't know if she could handle the amount of subtitles that are in that movie.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Do you know which the things that she watches?
That's a good point. She does watch a lot of anime. Yeah.
But that actually brings us back to Battle Royale in a strange kind of way. Because the last time... See, I was really annoyed this time around.
That it wasn't the dubbed version?
Yes.
Yes, I felt the same way. For years, I swear, the version of Battle Royale that they had on Netflix was the dubbed English version.
Well, the last time I saw it on Netflix, okay... It came up, it was in... This is like when they were just kind of starting with additional soundtracks and things like that.
Uh-huh.
So it came up in completely just Japanese, and I was like, what the fuck? And I tried to figure out what was going on. I was like, it can't just be in Japanese. There's got to be some way of changing this. And I wound up changing it to both the dubbed and the subtitled.
Huh.
Okay.
That's good, because you can see the differences there.
And the dubbed was far superior to the subtitled.
Yeah.
The subtitles were all very bland and very, where the dubbed was a lot more involving, and it sounded more like teenage kids talking, and
Yeah. Hey, maybe we should take a break.
You think you need a break? Okay.
Yeah, I just think that we should take a break for commercial messages and not because I'm doing any sort of dance right now.
Okay.
Okay, we will be right back with more of Battle Royale after this. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. I really need to pee.
What's that sound? Coming to you through the electric mist, it's the Midnight Cinephile, with new episodes every Wednesday night. Hey, listen, fuckwad. I know you want to talk back sometimes. Sometimes it's just listening. But sometimes you just gotta... You want to talk back to the Pope on Film? The fuck? Like our Facebook page by searching Pope on Film. Follow us on Twitter at Pope on Film. Or you can email us at pope@undeadcow.com. Okay? So not sure how to listen? Find us at iTunes Store by searching Undead Cow. Check us out on YouTube at youtube.com/user/UndeadCowFilm. Or you can find us at Stitcher. It's the app that's located right next to your app featuring the EBT card.
We're back. Not.
Did you just try and do a fake "we're back"?
We're back.
How dare you?
No.
Damn you,
We're
Bella.
back.
That's cold, Bella. That's cold. That's Ice World. Try and steal my lines. You're a furball.
Furball.
You're a furball. And we're back with more of Battle Royale. So, yes, the violence is shocking, I guess. I guess since they're so young and stuff like that. But at the same time...
if you're not used to this kind of movie,
Yeah.
it's very shocking.
Yeah. And yet at the same time, the ending is not a shock.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you kind of sort of know from the beginning that, okay, well, this is the hero, this is how it's going to play out. You know?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah, you pretty much do. But again, like I was saying before, I think the gore was really... It was important so that it was not really gratuitous, in my opinion, because you needed that to bring the harsh reality of the situation around.
Yeah, it was necessary.
When you see a character that you've gotten to like, or you like the exchange that they're having, and they get completely plastered all over the fucking wall, it brings you more into their reality.
Yeah.
Than if they just fell on the ground and pretended not to breathe.
I'm not one of the problems that I have with watching a movie like this is that my mind automatically goes to, okay, so if I was in this, what would I do?
Yeah.
That's a lot of the problems that I have when I watch a horror movie too, or something like that. Like, okay, well, if I found myself in this situation, how would I deal with being in a battle royale?
And for me, it usually kind of goes both ways, where the part of me likes to fantasize that I would do very well in this game.
Yeah.
You know, and then the other part of me, probably the more honest part of me, tells me I would be hiding in a cave crying a lot.
Yes. I agree. I like to think that I would be very successful, but more than likely I would be one of the people jumping off the cliff, you know?
Yeah, there would be a lot of begging involved. That would be my strategy.
Yeah.
You know, the please don't hurt me gambit, you know?
Ooh, that reminds me, there's a comic book out there. It only lasted it was a comic book, and it was like an X-Men type comic book. It was called Avengers Academy. Honey, what was the name of that? Do you remember what I'm talking about? The Mutant Hunger Games. One of my favorite villains of the Marvel Universe is this guy called Arcade. And he showed up a lot in the 70s and stuff. And basically, he was like an inventor, and he would invent these things called murder worlds.
Okay.
Well, let's put it would be like a theme park / fun house that was trying to kill you.
I'm not familiar with that character at all.
Yeah, he's a real, like, obscure character, but I always liked him because he was always over the top, and the sets were always amazing. There was one where he trapped the X-Men in like a pinball game, and each person was in a ball and they were being rolled, and if you lost the pinball game, then you would die or explode or something like that. Anyway, he was never taken that seriously. So then he came back recently and kidnapped a group of young mutants and put them all in this island and forced them to kill each other until only one mutant was left alive.
Okay.
And it was interesting because throughout the comic book, he was constantly referencing both the Hunger Games and Battle Royale.
Okay, so they weren't.
Yeah, so I think
trying to fool anybody.
Yeah, and all the covers would always be a parody of. So there was a Battle Royale cover to like issue number 2.
Yeah.
Where it was like you would see all the mutants in a class photo, and they X'd out the ones that were already dead. And then there was a Hunger Games cover of one of the issues, and then one of them was a Lord of the Flies cover.
Yeah.
And it was really amazing because at the end of it, Arcade survived. He wasn't killed, and he uploaded the video of all of this happening so that the whole world saw what was happening. It was really interesting. But you said that I felt the need to mention that when you just mentioned Gambit.
Yeah.
Just that I bring it back and explain why I went on this very long. There are 3 graphic novels that tell the whole story. It's really, really good.
Yeah.
Really good story about these kids that are forced to all kill each other. It's basically just Battle Royale with mutants, and it's really good. Avengers Arena. I think that was it. Avengers Arena.
Okay.
I've got Natasha trying to figure out.
Yeah, you're right.
That was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Avengers Arena. When you search Avengers Arena on Google, all these pictures pop up, and all the covers. The cover for issue number 1 is a direct Battle Royale parody. It looks really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a really good, violent, graphic movie, series of comic books.
Cool.
One of the things that I really, really like about this movie is that, okay, well, you understand, you know what's going to happen, you know who it's going to come down to, you know what the ending is going to be, and yet I love the ending to this movie, and the reason why I love the ending to this movie is because of Mr. MXC,
yes,
the teacher, because he is amazing in the ending to the movie.
He's also gone. He's just completely gone mentally at this point.
Yeah. And you learn that a lot of that is because his daughter has kind of shunned him.
Mm-hmm.
His own daughter has kind of like disowned him, which is why he is apparently kind of fixated on Noriko, whom Shuya is trying to protect. And it's interesting because that's the one chain that leads to the sequel.
Uh-huh.
Royale 2 Requiem, which is also on the Netflixes. And if you really like Battle Royale, you should watch Battle Royale 2. And yet, I think this is the case with a lot of movies. There's no way it can be as good as the first one.
Yeah.
Because the first one really is just lightning in a bottle, and lightning really can't strike twice. There's no way to not be disappointed with the film. But the sequel, it's extremely different than the first one. But one of the things that you have to mention when you're talking about the sequel, Battle Royale 2, is that it came out 3 years after the first movie. The director of the first one, he really wanted to do the sequel. He was really excited about it. He was excited about making a sequel to Battle Royale 2. He filmed one scene, and then he died of prostate cancer.
Wow, okay.
And then everyone said, oh, well, that's the end of that movie. I guess they're not going to make a sequel. But apparently the script to Battle Royale and the script to Battle Royale 2 they were both written by the director's son, and he had never directed a movie before, but decided that it was his mission to finish the film for his dad because he knew how much the sequel meant to his father. So his son completed the film and dedicated the film to his dad's memory, I guess. So right there, it's not going to be the same.
No.
It's a bigger movie. It's got bigger sets. And it's got more violence, and it's got a bit more blood and more extreme deaths and stuff like that. But bigger isn't necessarily better.
No.
And especially with this movie, so the basic plot of the sequel is it's 3 years after the first film, and Shuya and his woman, Noriko, have gotten together with a bunch of other survivors from previous battle royals, and they founded a group called the Wild Seven, and they have declared all-out war against all adults, and they've basically become terrorists.
Okay.
And they're randomly bombing people and bombing buildings and killing people, and they've basically become a huge, massive terrorist organization. And that's one of the things that I kind of like about the film is that, okay, well, how are you going to fight against Battle Royale? The only way you can do that is by pretty much becoming the bad guys yourself.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of talk about innocent people who are killed because of Shuya and Noriko and their group.
Mm-hmm.
In their mission to fight against all adults, they're basically just killing everyone.
Yeah, okay.
So the government creates a new Battle Royale. They create Battle Royale 2. And so they get
Battle Royale in the city?
Yeah, Battle Royale 2. Battle Royale in the city.
Yes.
So they get a second group of kids, but instead of forcing them to kill each other, the students are sent off to war to attack the Wild 7 terrorist group, and they give them 72 hours to kill Shuya, and if they do not, they will all be killed.
Okay.
They have to kill someone or they will be killed?
Yes, they have to kill someone or else they will be killed.
Killception.
Killception? Good job, Bella. Killception. The real difference here is that each person is teamed up with someone else. So if the person who you're teamed up with is killed, then your collar explodes.
Okay.
I don't know how that helps. You would think you would want all of the kids to help in this fight.
Yeah, you would think so, but it also sounds like that they really ripped off that movie Deadlock with Rutger Hauer with that one.
Yeah. So the teacher in this film, I think his name is Takeuchi. He is literally going for the award Overactor of the Year.
Good, okay.
I mean, Mr. MXC from the first film, he was having fun with it, but literally this guy is like, he's snidely whiplashing it.
Okay.
That is how much he's in just this black trench coat and his hair's slick back and he's got his hands on his hips in a very Dr. Doomian sort of way.
Yeah.
And he's got an evil laugh and it's just, dude, you are trying way too hard. It's like this actor saw the teacher from the first film and said, okay, I'm going to do that ×2.
Yes.
You know what? ×4. I'll times it by 10 just to be safe. Okay, yeah, somewhere around ×20. Yeah, no problem. But the interesting thing is that all of the teens in this movie, I mean, they're a lot more generic than the kids before.
Yeah.
In the first film, you say, oh, well, a lot of these kids are the same. And then you see the sequel and you go, okay, well, never mind. The kids from the first film had more character than these kids who are... I mean, by the time you get to the half-hour point of this film, well over half the kids are dead.
Really? Okay.
And you never really knew any of them at all. Like, they didn't have even the slightest bit of character. They're just, a lot of them are dressed as, like, punks, you know?
Yeah.
Spiky hair and, like a dog collar and leather jackets, and that's all the character they've been given.
So you're saying this pretty much is the American version?
Yeah, in some way. In some way, yeah. But the one good thing is that there's one sort of ringer. The daughter who shunned the teacher from the first one.
Yes.
Has not gotten over the fact that Shuya, the now terrorist, shot and killed her dad. So she voluntarily joins into the battle royale to, I guess, sort of work out the problems that she has with her father's death.
Okay, even though she really didn't give much of a fuck about him.
Even though she really didn't give much of a fuck about him. Yeah. I do like the fact that the teacher at the end of the first film is dead and yet comes back to life for one phone call.
Yeah.
That's just an awesome scene. And he's dead, but he gets up for that one final argument with his daughter. And okay, now I'm dead. You got me. But I like the fact that the daughter of Mr. MXC is the connection to the first film. And there's also a lot of this political stuff, like the United States government is going to like bomb Japan if the Wild 7 isn't all killed. And so it becomes this like weird political thing.
Yeah.
But the director who died, before he died, he specifically said that he wanted this film to show what life is like from the point of view of a terrorist.
Okay.
It's a much different film.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like nearly as engrossing, really.
No, it's not.
Because right off the bat, there's just the whole premise that you're gonna go kill all the adults. You know, sooner or later you're gonna become a grup too. Okay,
right?
You
I
know?
mean, he was 15 in the first film, and 3 years have passed, so he's 18 now. And they specifically say in the second movie, in Battle Royale 2 Requiem, that in Japan, you are not considered an adult until you reach the age of 20. Well, dude, all of these terrorists are either about to be adults or they are freaking adults.
Yeah.
Like, how eventually you're going to fight this war until the point where you're the person you're fighting against.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
You can't just stay a teenager.
God knows we all tried, though.
God knows we all tried. The first film should be watched if you're a big fan of the second film, the sequel. It should be watched if you're a big fan of the first film, but it's just not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. It's nice to see. It's weird to see older terrorist Shuya, who has gone from being like the hero in the first film to just being like a cold-hearted son of a bitch terrorist.
Yeah. Yeah,
in
that
the
sounds
second
like a
movie.
mistake.
And yet at the same time, you know why he's a terrorist. That's the part of the second film where it's like, okay, I understand your basic concept. These terrorists are killing randomly, just bombings by this terrorist organization, and yet at the same time, you kind of understand why the terrorists are doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
In a sense, the second film makes terrorists the heroes of the movie.
Kind of like V in that case.
Kind of like V. Damn, I loved V.
I liked V a lot.
And then they like remade it.
They remade it?
Yeah, they remade it. There was like a V mini series remake right there. Boom.
Really?
From 2009 to 2011.
Wow, I totally missed that.
Yeah, it was on ABC. And I watched it in the beginning because I was such a fan of like the original miniseries from 1983. And what's his name? A Beastmaster was in it. What was the name of the guy?
Beastmaster?
No, who in the original miniseries? Yeah. Beastmaster.
Oh, no. I'm talking about V for Vendetta.
Oh, V for Vendetta. I'm talking about the goddamn miniseries with the aliens and Mark Singer, for Christ's
yeah,
sake.
no, I heard they remade that, yeah. And I heard it wasn't really good.
Oh, no, it was crap.
Yeah, and Beastmaster was in it, uh-huh.
When I think V, I think of secret alien people.
Yes. Secret
I don't think
alien
of For
lizard
Vendetta. Get your V's right, people. Seriously.
Yeah, but we were talking about terrorists and terrorists being shown in a good light.
Yes, okay, so now I get where you're coming from.
So that's V for Vendetta.
Yes. Yes, very much so.
Although in V, they were pretty much terrorists as well. They were more of a resistance, though.
Yeah.
They didn't quite paint them as terrorists, but that's that whole kind of point of view thing.
Yeah. All depends on how you look at it.
That's right.
Okay, I'm scared coming off there.
I think that this is a damn good episode.
I think it's a damn good episode, yes. Jeannie is home now, and I'm thinking Jeannie and Tasha should do a podcast.
Well, it's interesting you mention that because so are you intimately familiar with Mystery Science Theater?
Me?
Yeah.
Fairly intimate.
Okay, you remember Mary Jo? She played the woman who I was never that much of a fan of.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Years.
Yeah, I wasn't fond of the Mike Ears to begin with. I did not like her as Dr. Forrester's mother, although I did really kind of like Bobo and Brain Guy.
Yeah. Well,
she was also Jan in a Pan.
Yeah. And she was always part of a group of people who never crossed the picket line and worked for riff tracks.
Yeah.
There were always, here are the people who work on riff tracks and here are the people who work on everything else, and never the two shall meet. But recently, Mary Jo has started doing some riff track shorts with Mike Nelson's own wife.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen 2 of them, and they're really funny. They specifically riff track old educational shorts about being a housewife and how to be a good mother and stuff like that. They're really, really funny. I showed one to Natasha, and she actually paid attention and cared. So that's good. That's a good review. She actually looked up from her phone a couple of times and laughed. So that's big.
She never pays attention to what you want to show her.
Bella, are you trying to get me in trouble? Is that what you're trying to do? A lot of times she'll be in the room and I'll put something on and she won't pay attention because she knows that it's one of the weird Steve things. But this time I put something on and she started paying attention to it and she really liked it. And I told her, I said, this is Mary Jo. She's never done any riff tracks before. I mean, Weird Al Yankovic had done more riff tracks than she had. And she was in frickin' Mystery Science Theater, but she finally crossed the line.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
She's gone gorilla.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, don't we have a contest?
Yes, Jeannie was making monkey sounds.
Ah, gotcha.
So I had to get the microphone over there. We do have a contest. So far, Amanda War Mills, she should have received her copy by now. I have also contacted Brock Davey, so I have his address and he knows his disc are coming. So we're all pretty much caught up. Arbeck is out of the country, so we can't do him. And David Duvall has not answered, so there's nothing we could do there. But the names are all in the hat, and I am shaking it. And Jeannie is ready to pull a name.
Are you shaking it like a Polaroid picture?
Ready to pull
it. Jeannie is ready to pull it.
You guys are being very filthy. Yeah.
We've lost our rating there. Jose Roberto. Doesn't she do that good?
That is very good. She does that better than me.
She could be the token Mexican of this show.
I definitely can't.
You've lost your position, dude.
Yep.
Just another white woman taking jobs from Mexicans.
God, I hate it that the white people keep coming here and taking all of our jobs.
Jose Roberto. So I will be tracking you down, Jose, and finding out what social media you liked something of ours on, and I will be contacting you to get your information.
Yay!
Hi, you don't know me. Can I have your address?
I'm going to track you down, Roberto.
And give you a prize, whether you want it or not.
I'd hate to interrupt, but I just got another bulletin from Podcast News.
Okay.
It says, "Good morning, podcast," which is weird because it's 7:30 p.m., but whatever. Roving reporter Isabella. A new villain has announced today. Her name is Scarlet Husky. What is she? What is she? A red dog? Is that like Clifford's mom?
I'm thinking of a fat chick.
Yeah.
It's a
Scarlet
weird that
Husky.
she has a pet cat.
She has a blue cape and always has tiger sunglasses and has a light pink and light green bike. Good night, everybody.
All right.
That was Good Morning Podcast. Now you're telling everybody to go to sleep? They're listening to this at 7 a.m. They have to go to sleep? Get it together, podcast news. 20 points from Gryffindor. I am sorry about that. I expect a bit of a higher class of podcast news. That's Bush, Bella. That's Bush League.
So next week, for homework, we are doing News Radio.
News Radio.
The
on Crackle.
First episode on Crackle.
Yes.
Which is actually the 4th season.
Yes.
And
but it's such a strongly written show that you won't have any problem picking it up.
And we are doing a movie I am much looking forward to and much anticipating watching. Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
And just the fact that they don't want you to watch it is a good reason to watch it.
Oh, yes. That's a big part of it for me. Part is the nostalgia, because I did see it when it was originally aired on television. I believe it was NBC. And then part of me really wants to watch it because I know for a fact Kiss does not want me to watch this movie.
Yeah, they're a bunch of...
fuck them.
Yeah, they're a bunch of douche waffles.
Mm-hmm. The Ramones don't mind me watching Rock and Roll High School. That was stupid, too.
Yes, it was.
If you don't want me to say furballs, I can say douche waffles.
Douche waffles?
That's my catchphrase.
Say Kiss are a bunch of douche waffles.
Kiss are a bunch of
Yes. Yes, Kiss are a bunch of douche waffles.
Kiss are a bunch of douche waffles.
That's good, Bella. That's good. That's strong.
And an important lesson for you to learn at this young age as well.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Every young person should learn that.
So that you will not be fooled by other douche waffle bands that will come up again in the future.
That absolutely will come up again in the future.
Like Nickelback, you know.
Yeah. I'm more of a fan of $50 back.
$50 back? Yeah.
Yeah. They're more expensive.
Yes.
Than Nickelback.
Which makes them edgier.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Yeah. We got change once. It was a nickel. Yeah. Let's name our band that. Yeah.
Pennyback.
Yeah, because we don't care what the name of our band is, nor do we care about our lack of talent.
Nice. Mm-hmm. I'll have to make a good list of maybe overrated bands.
There was no list. Oh God, overrated bands. You can make several lists out of that.
I didn't make. There was no list this week because I just needed a lot of time to research everything. Because there was a lot of stuff that needed researchery.
But Battle Royale, excellent movie. Everybody watch it.
Yes, Battle Royale 2, not so much. But if you're that big of a fan of Battle Royale, you should watch Battle Royale 2 at least once. Sharknado? No, that was an old episode. But good. 5 points for Gryffindor for trying there. Good job, though. So, until next week,
I am Bunny Williams.
Yeah. And I am Reverend Steve. And we will see you next week.
Meow, meow. This is my kitty.
No, the cat can't be on the podcast.
Yes,
there are no cats.
Yes, it can.
No, there are no cats on this podcast. Get that cat away from me.
It is illegal for cats to podcast.
It is illegal for cats to have a podcast or to be featured on a podcast. Did you know that? You want to go to cat jail? I don't think so. There's hair everywhere. Fur everywhere.
The whole jail is made out of...
The whole jail is made out of cats. She did not like that. Whoa. Ooh. She did not like that. The whole place is made out of cat pelt.
Cat pelt.
Yeah,
all right.
Cat pelt. Think about that, Bella. Have that haunt your nightmares, because that's good old-fashioned nightmare fuel. Stop shaking me.
So until next week.
Until next week.
Cool.
You are Bunny Williams, and I am Reverend Steve. We will see you next week, you godless heathens.
You furballs!
Was alive when I met you. Am I anymore? I should have been another time. Show up at your door. I was breathing when I met you. Took my breath away. Metaphor, yes, when I said it, but not really anymore. And not so much I'm angry, I think I'm insecure. I met 1,000 people like me, I was just one more. And now every time I see you, it makes me wanna cry. Falling we get broken, crashing from the sky, and all the wells are empty. Our cups have all run dry, and there's nothing left to steal from me. I've got nothing left to hide. I've got nothing left to hide. Said you cared about me, why I wasn't sure. Could've sworn you said exactly what I was waiting for. But words I guess are empty, these petals on the floor. But love me, forget me now. Just don't you close that door. Not so much I'm selfish, I'm just thinking of myself. If I haven't got a single friend to speak of, at least I've got my cat. And now every time I see you, it makes me wanna cry. Why don't we get broken, crashing from the sky, and now all the wells are empty. Our cups are all dry. There's nothing left to steal from me.